Indeed. Vanessa, let's come back to you. Welcome back. And let's talk about the latest from Israel and Gaza.
Yeah, well, shock horror. There are reports that Israel, or rather Netanyahu's regime, is funding ISIS in Gaza to attempt to overthrow Hamas, or to at least muddy the water. Of course, Israel was also admitted to having funded and armed the various groups fighting to overthrow the Syrian government, and those included ISIS and Al-Qaeda. So here it is, Avigdor Lieberman accuses Netanyahu of arming ISIS-linked militias in Gaza. The PM's office offers no denial. And then let's see exactly what Lieberman said on a Cannes TV interview. I put that in. The Zionist regime was, in quotes, transferring weapons to a group of thugs and criminals who identify with ISIS on the orders of the prime minister. So let's have a look at who this group is very quickly. Abu Yasser Shabab is the leader. A resident of Rafah in southern Gaza declared formation of a new armed force, which identifies very much with ISIS ideology, operating under the Palestinian legitimacy, allegedly, that received the blessing of the Palestinian Authority leadership. So let's go back to the fact that the British government has been recently working hard to develop collaboration with the Palestinian Authority. So is the British government effectively, by default, also supporting ISIS, that is collaborating with the PA in Gaza? A question that should be raised potentially with the British government itself. Netanyahu has come back and actually confirmed that Israel is arming effectively ISIS. He determines them to be clans in Gaza to fight Hamas after Lieberman's allegations. So effectively, they have admitted it. And what did his office actually say in this article in the Jerusalem Post? These statements must be a glaring red line for anyone. So in other words, they're attacking Lieberman, outing them. For anyone who cares about the security of the state. They harm, first and foremost, our soldiers and put hostages at risk. Israel's interest is to protect soldiers by using whatever means possible. So a very sort of convoluted statement there put out by Netanyahu to try and defend the fact that he is, while claiming to be fighting terrorists in Gaza, he's actually now funding and arming terrorists in Gaza to fight terrorists in Gaza. I mean, you can't sort of make this stuff up. And recently there was a video circulating on social media in the last 2 days, which show the ISIS factions opening fire on the aid queues, which of course is a lure, it's a trap to bring out the young men from the remaining so-called safe zones in Gaza that of course are not safe zones at all. They're being routinely bombed, and then basically to open fire on them. So the IDF now doesn't have to do it. It can rely now on ISIS, as it did in Syria, to run its war against the resistance in Gaza. So let's just have a look at the video.
هاي ولاد شعبنا، هاي وبطاط قاعد، ولاد شعبنا، هاي من لحم ودم، هذا من لحم ودم اجا. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. هاي هذا من شعب الذنب، هذا الذنب يا ولاد الحرام. هذول بدهم الذنب، وشردوا كلهم، شردوا كلهم، شردوا. هايهم حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
يا شباب، يا شباب،
حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل. الذنب هذا الذنب ابن بلدي، هذا الذنب.
So it's not enough that they're deliberately starving Gazans while bombing them, burning them alive, using weaponized aid against them, and now bringing in terrorist factions that, you know, the West is condemning in Syria, allegedly, while of course they are also funding and arming them to carry out strikes against young men that are going to gather aid for their families out of desperation. I mean, I don't know, this entire situation just seems to descend into greater and greater sadism and humiliation of the Palestinian people.
And silence from the anybody that's helping to promote the Israeli cause, Vanessa, on the issue of the working with yet another extremist faction?
Yeah, I mean, absolute silence, nothing from the West. It's business as normal, apparently, and civil servants are not allowed to object.
Yes, incredible. Charles, let's move over to you then. And